Your ego is not your enemy. Your ego is your friend. The only reason why people say it's your enemy, it's because they don't know how to manage it. That's the main point. The thing is that when you there's gonna be 3 points I'm going to tackle. I'm going to approach right here. Like the first one is I know a lot of people say that ego is your enemy. In like the thing is that you want to learn to control it. What I used to say to people in my high school, and my friends in my high school, that they had like a massive ego for nothing. So I'm control your ego. Right? This is like if you don't control it, it's going to control yourself, right? So you want to have humility, but also you want to control ego that doesn't overtake you as like then like someone taking all over the place as like Marcus Aurelius. What he used to do is he had like a slave behind his, he paid a slave who behind his head every single time someone would give him tell him a compliment, he'd be like, you're just a man, you're just a man, you're just a man. And now this is one thing of like not let your ego overtake yourself, right? And he did it. He successfully did it right here. Right, so you want to not let it overtake you, and you also want to have the humility to like be like here, right? And to be don't be to like don't get overly arrogant, right? There's also one point like people say like, oh, don't be arrogant. What like you? What are you gonna do then, right? Like no one like you look at the people who say don't want to be arrogant. Okay, well, do you want their life? No, right? Like it's not about like the point. It's not about like or like there's nothing I cannot do, so I'm not going to work. No, it's not about that. It's like there's nothing I can do, so I'm going to work really hard. Right? There's nothing I can do, so I'm going to put on. I'm going to start a business, and I'm going to work out, and I'm going to put on like go start fighting, and I'm going to this and this and that. Right? There's nothing I cannot do. Right? So I'm going to this, and I'm going to work extremely hard. Right? And I'm going to like and with this also come humility. Right? That's one thing. Right? One side of it. Right? Being too. Right? So like real world. Right? It's like. This is the you just look at the people like, who say this, don't be arrogant, right? Do you want to be like them? No, I don't think like that. That's the one thing, right? But essentially, you want to control your ego and have humility, and don't let it overtake you. And another thing is that the people don't prove they justify the ego on a daily basis, right? It's not about like your ego is like, for example, like you want to become a millionaire, right? And essentially not going to become a millionaire overnight, but you can still be confident about it, right? And this is going to be fine. But the thing is that like you want to become a millionaire. Well, are you putting on the action on a daily basis to become a millionaire? And if you do, well, then you are justifying your ego, right, on a daily basis, right? And so now you are not going to, it's not going to be all over the place, right? Like some the people who are like who are yelling at you like, oh, you don't know who I am, you don't know who I am. It's because they don't prove their ego to themselves, and now they are when someone's like tell them something, why they feel so picked and all that sort of stuff, right? It's because they didn't did the work required, right? They didn't do the work required, so now they're confident themselves, right? They get all over the place and emotional. But there's some things that, for example, let's say you say today I'm going to do this, and this, and you don't you don't do it, or you don't do it, or you don't do what you say. Well, then instead of being all over the place and emotional, you want to have some confidence and not be emotional, right? Essentially, when there's some things that I say that I don't do them, well, I'll recognize, and I say, okay, well, here I didn't did what I said, and now I'm going to improve from it. And what I said it again. I'm going to do this, and then I do it. And so, right, I make sure I do it, of course, right? It's just I make sure I get the. My mind is like I make sure I get the revenge from it, right? But essentially, is yeah, I prove it. You want to prove on a daily basis. Like if you say you're strong, like well, okay, well, are you, for example, working out? Why like how you saying that? What do you mean by strong? Are you strong lifting weights? Or are you strong in your mind? Okay, cool. And are you proving it on a daily basis, right? When you face a challenge, are you proving it? That's the point of it. People say ego is your enemy, but I believe ego is your friend, and you have to learn how to control it, right? If you leave your ego free just like that, and you just like It's not about living ego free. You should just like live out of like all over the place and just like right, so just like oh, out of like how do we say this? Cluelessness, right? Then of course, ego is gonna be enemy because you don't control yourself and you control it, right? But if you control yourself, you control the enemy, your ego, which is should be so because then like if you don't do so, well then then you're not disciplined enough to like like get what is required to like get food and get water on a daily basis, right? So now that's the main reason why people say like ego is enemy because they need to know how to control it, right? Or because they have a different point of view out of it. There's one thing like you see a lot of like quotes on Instagram and like TikTok, or people who post in quotes, right? Of like this guy wrote like this guy, boom, 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 right? But like when you look at it, like you have like one same like different quotes who mean the same thing as like keep going, never give up. It's the same thing, right? Just said a different way, right? It means the same thing, right? Or like always believe in you, or build your self-esteem, build your self-belief, right? Stuff like this, right? But they mean the same thing. They just say it in a different way, right? And people have a different point of view of it. These are the three main points that I've seen that I feel like that I use to use my ego, and that like that's one of the reasons why it's enemy. It doesn't mean that you are. It doesn't mean like when you have massive ego, it doesn't mean that you are like this like so mean, egotistical person and all that. Because when you look at the people who are saying that, well, who are the people who are saying that? Are they like most of the time the people who are saying that are more, or the people who don't want to be with, you don't want to be like, or the people who don't like who are jealous about your position. So you don't want to listen to them, right? That's the thing. I hope that video was useful for you, and I'll see you next time.